Greetings, Judah. DFG Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I want to take a moment today in this so-called holiday season, and I want to talk to you about stars. STAR. Star or stars. Uh, it's interesting, and I apologize to you for this little slipping, and I'm gonna try this one more time, and if it doesn't hold this time, we'll try something different. Praise Yah. But anyway, I want to talk to you about the stars. You know, the movie stars, the superstars. You know what I'm saying? The stars on the flag. You know, the Star of David. I want to give you the some history, or better yet, I want to give you some revelation knowledge about these stars. You know, we all know about them. Many of you have them. And of course, unfortunately, most of us have no idea of the etymology of it, or let's just say it for the sake of clear understanding, the meaning of these stars. How the Star of David and the superstar and the movie star and the bars and stripes, those stars, the Confederate stars, the Islam stars, the church stars. How that inside of those stars lies a secret that was hidden from Israel and most of the strangers in plain sight. The secret of that star. All right? The pentagram, for lack of a better word. And I know now some of you are saying, okay, well, we know the pentagram is an evil star. Did you know that the Star of David is an evil star? Did you know that even using the term stars in itself is satanic, Moloch driven, Baal worshiping, those stars that have been brought to us through the Zionists, who are the same people who are controlling the resources. You know, wow. I won't say how this word. This word might be more dangerous than the jab word. The Rostovs. The Rostovs. You know, the people who own the whole earth. You know, the ones that was behind the messenger who came to Yeshua in the Mount of Temptation, that said to him that if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you the glory and the power of all the kingdoms on the earth. Those people who are led by the demons behind the star. Now let me take you even closer to this message here. Because again, we're back in this holiday season. You know, it's the, what is that star? You know, if you think about it right now, this one that's coming up, Christmas. It's all about the star. You know, the three wise men, they saw these stars and they followed these stars, and these stars led them to Bethlehem. We all remember that? These three stars, or these three wise men, or however many wise men, they led them to this star. You know, this so-called, bright and morning star. Did you know that is exactly how Lucifer was described? Isaiah 14:12, the bright, oh how have thou fallen, O Lucifer, the bright and morning star. Yeah, the star. And if you think about it, everything around this time and everything inside of this nation, Babylon, centers around the star. Everywhere you look, stars are everywhere. Idols are everywhere. Everything here is about stardom. Everything here is about Luciferian, demon worship, Satan worship. And it's all hidden in the stars. Yeah, the stars that many of you are worshiping, and many of you shall be worshiping very soon. You know, I could take you, and as we embrace this particular holiday, Christmas, you know, I could take you to Jeremiah chapter 10. By now, most of you probably already knows as it talks about the so-called Christmas tree, the heathen's tree, and the decor, silver and the gold, that's a part of it. But I'm not, because at this stage of where we are in these last days in time, you know, either you want to know the truth or you don't want to know the truth. And there are many people that could go right there in Jeremiah and read Jeremiah chapter 10, exactly what it's talking about, and still deny what they see with their plain eyes. And what goes on the top of that Christmas tree? Oh, an angel or a star. Right? It's a star that sits on top of that tree. And we all know it. We've all been a part of it. Never understanding that we were literally worshiping Lucifer, Satan, the fallen one, the the Antichrist, for lack of a better word. At least the spirit of the Antichrist. But no one wants to teach this. Your church is definitely not going to teach it. Matter of fact, most of your churches have 50 stars in there. 50. Because that 50 star represents each state and who controls each one of those states. Lucifer. Each state has its own star, right? The 50 states, the 50 stars. Go into your church and you tell me you don't see a flag inside of that church. You're probably going to see 2 flags in that church. One going to be the Star of David, which again is a Baal star. It's the star of Moloch, idolatry, Baal worship. In other words, children sacrificing, Moloch. That's why your church don't talk against abortion, because it needs that blood, needs that sacrifice, that innocent blood of the children. Right? Israel right now. Well, America, the 50-star state, the Luciferian states, the United States of Lucifer, the state of many gods, not unlike Babylon. Any other country you go to, there's probably one religion, but here, many religions. It's the melting pot of all wickedness. Yeah, the 50-star state. The 50-star state. But when you look at, that Star of David that's probably in your church, that Star of America that's inside of your church, do you know that star is directly tied in again to Baal worship and Moloch? Moloch is about child sacrificing, or it's about the killing of the innocent. It needs that innocent blood. Right now, this wicked nation, since 1970, just for reference purposes, and every one of you Christians out here, call yourself a Christian. Every last one of you who are supporting my body, my choice, you are demon possessed, and you need to repent. And I say this not to insult you. I say this to warn you. There have been, in this nation, since 1970, right now, about 70 billion abortions. I said billion, as in B. 70 billion babies murdered or offered unto the altars of Baal and Moloch. And it's all behind those stars, all behind worshiping the fallen one, Lucifer. Again, I tell you what, we're going to study from Amos today, and I'm going to show you something very, very important, something that you want to know. And again, I'll tell you guys, and I said it to you many times, sometimes, guys, you need to strap yourself in. Ladies, especially you, because you stay in a feeling of emotionalism. And as soon as you hear a brother says something, even though we're here for you, we're your covering. You came from us. Although you despise us when we bring you the truth, many of you. You need to learn how to just calm yourself down and listen for a change. And I'm talking specifically to you ladies of Zion. Not Zionists, Zion. You ladies, who profess to be the people of Elohim. Because if you're supporting murdering children, there's no way that's not Baal worship. You are sacrificing, or you're encouraging other people to sacrifice their children to Baal. I'm going to call Baal the god of fertility, the god of festivities, the god of orgies, Moloch, Moloch Baal. It's interchangeable. Because do you know that in the ancient days, what some of our mothers would do, they would copy and go right along with what the heathens would do. And the heathen would sacrifice babies in fire and then play a bunch of music so they would not hear those babies screaming and hollering. And then they would seek good crops and food and rain. In other words, prosperity at the blood of their children. How many of you were told that your life could be destroyed if you have a baby, you know what I'm saying, before the time of if you're too young to take care of it, or you don't have the means to take care of it? All about prosperity. Nothing new under the sun. Stay with me here. I'm going to clean this up. I promise you I'm going to clean this up. But after they would put these babies on the fire and drown out their screaming because the fire would be burning them to crisp, then they would have sexual parties. In other words, they would wild out. They would have sex with whoever they want to have sex with. Multiple partners. You follow me? Men having sex with men. Women having sex with women. Adults having sex with children. It would just be a big giant sexual pleasure. Do as thy will. Because after all, God is pleased with me. Moloch is pleased with me. Baal is pleased with me. Because he saw my heart. He saw my ability to go before him and give him what he needed so I can get what I want. And that is to please my filthy flesh. Sound pretty familiar? Sounds like I was just describing something that happened somewhere, in one of these cities across this country last night. Nothing new under the sun. The same demonic powers who are controlling. Again, for the heathens overall in this country, 70 million in the last 50 years. For Israel, so-called black people, copper color people, ours, 1 out of every 2 babies aborted, offered up to Moloch. Innocent blood. That's what he wants, blood. He wants the blood of the children. And we let the heathens tell us that it was our bodies, therefore it was our choice, when they intentionally knew that there was no better sacrifice than a melanated Israelite baby. Did not Herod show us that when he was killing all the male children in this so-called holiday season after the birth of Christ? Did he not kill all the children under 2 years old? All the male children? During the holiday season? Looking for the Messiah? The one that was to come? The one that was foretold in the stars? Your superstars, your movie stars, who encourage you to do whatever you want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your best life now, Joe Osteen. Demons are speaking through the stars. And I'm not talking about the stars up there in the sky. I'm talking about the man-made stars, the stars that were created and made by the hands of men. and their blood sacrifices that those stars encourage society to do, and in particular, Israel, to commit the most horrendous evil, the most horrendous sins, under disguise that you're going to be blessed. Your life will be better if you're not tied down with these children. Your life will be better if you're on birth control. Knowing that birth control is another imperfect science, and most of you on birth control going to end up getting pregnant anyway. So it causes you to go and have what you would call unrestricted sex, morning after pill, all this unrestricted sex, and knowing if you somehow or another it does not take effect, your body is going to naturally abort that baby, morning after pill, or because those chemicals in your body, at some point your body is going to reject that baby, that child, and then again they get it again. It goes down into the sewer or wherever. I mean, I don't think I have to go any more grotesque than I've already gone, right? But all constructed behind killing of the innocent. And not only was Herod killing, guess who else? Remember Pharaoh in our first captivity? Because we're in our second captivity right now, in case you did not know. And a big part of that captivity is because we rejected the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, and also because we're practicing the abominable works of the heathens. And Yah reminded us that the wages of sin was death. He said, if you reject me, I'm going to reject you. And not only that, and for Israel in particular, our people, the biggest burden was the burden that we would have to carry, because we were to be the light of the world. We didn't need stars. We didn't need movie stars and superstars. Stars created through men. We never needed that. As a matter of fact, it was always for our people a form of idolatry. But the sorcerers came in, the preachers, the teachers, the liars, the educators, the witches, the wizards. They came in with their false doctrine, with their Zionist programs, their religious programs, their stars. And they taught us as babies to become devil worshipers and to see that star as something patriotic. Something that says you were an American, that you were legit, that this country would always stand up for you and protect you. Well, Israel, where's that gotten us? I'm going to share with you where it's taken us. But the heathens, they're getting their butts handed to them too. Elohim is judging them for their ancestors attacking his people, placing bondage and burdens upon his people to this very day. And now he's killing them by the tens of thousands. Their children now are going on murdering sprees, killing their own brother against brother. He said that would happen to them. Opioid, these drugs that they use, that they created to destroy us, are now killing them 10 to 1. Last I checked, 2021 alone, 100,000 opioid deaths in America. See, this is the judgment of Elohim against the heathen and against our people who practice the ways of the heathens. And what's the ways of the heathens? Anything that you're going along with. Anything that they tell you that's good and you participate in it, that's your judgment. Whatever happens to them, because you listen to them or you partake in their wicked sacrifices with them, even killing your children, as Pharaoh was killing our children in the first bondage. I know you thought I had drifted off from that, but I'm not going to drift off from anything. I'm not drifting off from anything. You will know the truth. You will know the truth as Yah give it to me. But yes, Pharaoh was killing all the male children. You remember that? Why? Because he feared them. He feared that they would somehow or another overtake them, eliminate them. Oh, you didn't know why the abortion or Planned Parenthood death chambers are in our communities? You didn't know why, sister? Brother, you didn't know why they strategically placed it there? You really were naive enough to think that they cared enough about you that they wanted you to offer up your babies in their clinics so that you could have a better life, a life without restraints, so that your children would not be a burden to you. Babies a burden to you? Babies? Of course, that's what it told you. And for many of you, that was music, holiday music, festival music, just like they did then. The music, they burned the babies and they played the music. That was music to your ears. Still music to many of your ears. But yes, they were killing our sons then because they felt like our sons are somehow or another how would you say? Eliminate their species from the earth. Yeah. They believed that seed of Israel was a stronger seed than their seed. And if that seed ever came together and built themselves as a nation, that seed would eliminate their seed. So let's kill them. They were killing them back in the days of Moses. They were killing them during the second slavery. Deuteronomy 28 talked about our people here in America under the stars. Not the Confederate stars, I might add. Yeah, they were doing it under the Confederate stars, but they were also doing it under the United States of America. That flag, that was your slavery flag, just so you know. That was the original flag. That was your first bondage flag, those stars. That was the government. What government? The rulers of the darkness of the world. That government. Spiritual, how you say, what the book say? The municipalities or principalities. Municipalities, same word. Those stars, the stars that many of you have in your homes right now. The star that's on some of your currency. The stars in your churches. The stars in your schools. Your children right now are being taught by demons and wizards who are educated by those who operate under that star, that falling star, the morning star, the bright and morning star, that star. Luciferian, teaching your children, teaching our children to be against Elohim, to serve the creature more than the creator. And what they do, they put their stars, their entertainment stars, their movie stars, their athletic stars, their top ranking stars. Everything is about ranking. Their star teams, their star individual, their star programs. Constantly bombarding you with the stars. And there we are. There you are, many of us, sitting there. Oh man, this is man. I hope we get that quarterback next year. Oh man, you see that game of pure idolatry, and we're being judged by it. I mean, that star is chased by our people. Stardom. Many of you mothers have sold your children to these athletic programs because you hope one day they'll be a star so they can do what? So you can monetize, so they can make y'all rich, so y'all can have some money, so y'all can have a better life. Really? Really? Maybe it's time to take one little baby step back, mom, dad. and take a look at the lives of these so-called stars that you want to sacrifice your children into, and see what kind of life they're living. How when your daughters go to Hollywood or go to get, or whatever stardom they seek, how they have to be whores. How your men have to be homosexuals to get that contract. How your daughters have to be sluts to get that anchor job. How your children have to be socially engineered so that you can monetize selling of their souls. Selling of the soul for the stardom. And using these superstars. The basketball superstar who now seems to be able to control everything around what is considered woke. And many of you thought, oh man, he's just a phenomenon. Now that demon was made. That demon was probably genetically engineered. He goes by the initials of LJ. Him. And there's some others out there too. There's another goes by the initials SW. And both of them. One is a witch of all witches, and another is a wizard of all wizards. And you look at their wizardry, their athletic performance, and now the athletic performance now has translated into now the voice of America, because now they're superstars. And what do they push? Oh, they're wolves in sheep clothing. Of course they're all about the people. Of course they have these great foundations and schools and everything else. But what else are they pushing? Who are they in bed with? Who owns them? Who allows them to get those kind of riches? Zionists? Who allows them to get that type of fame? The Zion, the star. Who allows them to have that kind of platform to spew out their own self-righteousness under the guise that, don't you want to be just like me too? I mean, don't you just love me? Don't you see me? Aren't I your hero? Don't you want your son to be just like me? I can play for the Cavaliers, and I can go play for the Heat, and then I can go back and play for the Cavaliers again. I can go play for the Lakers, or I can win the Wilmington and the French Open, and I can have temper tantrums, and I can go and marginalize men and say that women are better than men, and I can just do whatever I want to do, and ain't nobody gonna say a damn thing because I'm doing exactly what I was created to do. To be the forerunners to the end of this world, and to lead many into captivity and lead many astray into the final destination of destruction. Oh yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. And we don't have to get into the music part of it, and we can get in the acting part of it. Yeah, I'm talking about the DW. Oh yeah, I'm talking about him. You follow me? Talking about all of them. Hollywood. They want to get their star, right? Right? The Walk of Fame, or right? Don't they have to get their star? Their star, right? When they have made it, they get their star. Right? So they get their validation. And you're following, and you got your children following right after them in pure ignorance. And what did our book says? Elohim people perish because we are ignorant of the truth. We think that Elohim is pleased with us because we celebrate wickedness, although we say it's not wicked because we don't do it for the same reason they doing it. We don't celebrate Santa. but they do. But we do watch all the holiday programs, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, right? We do, right? A Christmas Story. We do put the decorations, the mistletoes, and all of these warlock symbols all through our homes, right? And of course, we're going to have that feast day, that feast day. We're going to bring everybody together. We're going to have the ham, the swine, and all the other dressings that go along with that, right? We're going to bring us all together. It's about family. I mean, after all, it's about Jesus, right? And surely Elohim doesn't have a problem with that, because he'll accept any sacrifice I give him as long as I give him something. Better than nothing. Right? Santa. Santa gonna bring those presents to put under that that tree. Jeremiah talked to you about that tree. But Santa is bringing the presents for that tree. Who is Santa in the image of? Flies through the sky, everywhere at the same time, bring forth blessings, judge the good and the bad. Who that remind you of? Who that remind you of? Can you say Jesus? Santa. S-A-N-T-A. Show you something. Can we play a word game? Will you entertain me? I promise you we're coming back to the book. But I'd like to play a little word game with you. And by the way, Nick Cannon's youngest son died of cancer yesterday. Nick Cannon. Y'all know Nick Cannon used to be married to Halle Berry, the billionaire. His son Zen, Z-E-N, Zen, died of cancer. How sad. Is this the same Nick Cannon who said he was an Israelite not long ago and then recanted what he said when the Zionists came to visit him, that rabbi, and made him eat his words and more or less get down on his knees and, and kiss the ring? That Nick Cannon? I wonder if a blood sacrifice was required, to get him redeemed. Just asking for a friend. That star. Okay, we'll stop right there for the moment. But let's go back to Santa. We're going to play a word game. S-A-N-T-A. Santa, right? Santa. I want to unscramble these words. Santa, made in the image, well, not made in the image, but has the same characteristics of Jesus. Somebody say, well, not Jesus, but God. Okay, same characteristics of God, everywhere at the same time, blessing, deciding who's good, who's evil, judging the world, right? Who you're celebrating. Let's play a little word game here. S. Okay. Santa, right? Y'all can see that? Santa. S-A-N-T-A. Can we unscramble that? Does that say Satan? S-A-T-A-N. Are those the same letters? Truth hidden in plain sight. Just asking for a friend. So all your stocking caps and your red suit and your Christmas party for your Santa is in your business place, in your office. Who are you worshiping? Who are you paying tribute to? Who are you paying homage to? Having fun yet? We're not done. Can we play another word game? Since we're talking about stars, right? Stars, right? Come on. Y'all can help me. Let's say what's that? S-T-A-R-S, right? Stars, right? We play that game, right? All right, let's try this. All right. Matter of fact, let's go one better. Go back to star, right? Star, right? Y'all see a star? All right. Can we unravel that word? Reverse it. S-T-R star. Does that say rats? I'm just asking for a friend. Does that say rats? Just asking. I know it's coincidental. One more. Come on, one more, please. One more. I know you know this one. Is that G-O-D? No, I'm not talking about Gog and Magog. I'm just asking, is that G-O-D? Not talking about Gog or Magog. I'm just talking, is that G-O-D? What does that say? That D-O-G? G-O-D, D-O-G. Huh. Again, I know it's all coincidental, you know. It's all coincidental. No one understood that those letters all matched up, and if you unscrambled those letters, that somehow or another they would tell a certain truth that's hidden in plain sight. So your star are your rats, your rodents, your creature. I'm sure that just was coincidence. And your dog again, and God. That's got to, and your Santa and Satan, got to be mistakes. No way they would have thought about that. That's just, I'm smarter than them. So because I'm smarter than them, I thought about it, right? No way they thought about it, because I'm just brilliant. Not. No. Not. Oh, they know. They just depend on you not knowing. And so many of you are going to embrace this season of giving. Because in your mind, we're giving. It's not about idolatry. It's not about a Christmas tree. It's not about Santa. It's not about the gifts that you bring. Because if you're giving presents to anybody, you can say you don't accept Santa or not. If you're giving presents to someone for Christmas, you're doing exactly what Santa does. So how can you rationalize that? How are you rationalizing that? So you're going to do the behavior of Santa, but you don't believe in Santa, and you're not worshiping Santa, but you're going to do exactly what Santa is to supposedly have done. But no, Santa didn't buy this for your children. You bought it because you were Santa. Right? Not Satan, because you don't practice idolatry and you don't serve false gods. Right? You don't do that. But you just practice what they do. You just worship what they worship. You just sacrifice what they sacrifice. Sisters, brothers, there is a term called there is a statement of fact, for lack of a better word, and it's talk about it's let me try to find an easy way to say it. Deception, deceiving, being deceived, ignorance, all same word. Lack of knowledge, deception. We want do not be deceived. Yeshua told us that. Be careful that you be not deceived in the last days. But you know what is? All deception is wicked. All driven by Satan. Talking about the cleverness of deception. Being clever, being slick, manipulative. All driven by Satan. But you know what the worst of all those types of deceptions, and the many more, those I mentioned and the many more that exist, that the day is not long enough for me to mention. The deceptive behaviors, makeup, presenting your ass every time you go on YouTube. You got your ass twisted out of the way where men can see your ass. Yeah, every kind of manipulative, every kind of deception, whatever you're doing to draw attention so that you could be the Facebook star, the social media star. You got to get them likes, right? Got to get them thumbs up, right? You got to get them comments, right? Right? OnlyFans, right? You got to get that attention. Because they need, them demons that live in you, they need that adoration. They need that recognition. They need that validation. And they will do anything and have you do anything to get it, including lie to yourself. My point is, the worst deception of all deception is self-deception. When you are deceiving yourself by justifying it because you feel like you have a right to do whatever you want to do. Because only what? Only my dog can judge me. My dog, my boy, Jesus, God, my boy, only my dog. You know how it is in the hood, brother. That's my dog over there. That's my dog. You ain't talking about the four-legged one, I'm talking about the two-legged one. That's my dog. Oh, yes, sisters, I ain't gonna pick up. Yeah, that bitch, my bitch, that's my bitch friend. Female dog. These bitches make me sick. I know I can be a bitch when I get mad. Right? Almost sound like witch, bitch. But I'm not being vulgar. I'm just repeating. I'm just bringing it out. Just so that we have clarity. Right? So we can have a moment of truth. So that we don't disappoint Santa, Satan, God, dogs, stars, rats. Just so we have some clarity. So we can go into this with our eyes wide open. Because that's important at the end of the day. After all, don't you want to be a star? Don't you want to be famous? Don't you want to be a celebrity? Huh? Right? You want to be noticed, right? And you'll do whatever you have to do, including killing your babies. Oh, and by the way, Israel, I didn't give you your number in particular. Your number inside that 70 million number. Your number right now is sitting somewhere in the neighborhood of about 35 million. Because guess what? 50% of all those babies that were aborted, yeah, sisters, you aborted them. Yeah. So I think that's called drawing your whole hand in the deck. I mean, cashing it all in. Like the gamblers say, I'm pushing it all in. I'm going all in. Yeah, that's you. Your body, your choice. Not your fault. I wasn't ready for no child. I wasn't trying to get pregnant, although I was having sex. It's not a real baby. Even though it has flesh and blood, but it's not a real baby. It's I don't know, what is it? Tell me again. So I can repeat this lie to myself. Because, I need to be self-deceived because I need to feel comfortable murdering babies. 1 out of every 2. Because at the end of the day, it's in the way. At the end of the day, it's in my way. And I can't have this baby in my way, slowing me down, messing with my time. And if I want to have one, I need to know how I can get some money out of it. If I can't monetize it, I don't want it. Now, I'll gladly have it. As long as I know the court's going to give me some money. I get some food stamps and some subsidies and some child support and welfare, then, I guess I can have a few of them, I guess. I ain't going to take care of them. I ain't going to train them up. I'm going to push them right out there to heathens. And since I didn't let the enemy talk me into killing that bird, I'm going to let the enemy kill it as I let it grow up like a wild heathen animal. Because at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit about it. I just want to make sure I can get some money off of it, out of it. Let's see. My subscription was $5.22. Oh, I don't think I'll get down to about what y'all think. What y'all think my new numbers will be? Huh? What do you think my numbers are going to be? Huh? What y'all think it's going to be? Oh, yeah. But you know what? I laugh. But I'm not going to be the last one, I guess I laugh to keep from crying, but I won't be the last one shedding tears. You laugh now. I suspect those of us who bring forth the truth will have the last laugh. We'll see who's laughing when it's all said and done. Oh yeah, Elohim sees everything that you're doing. Hears everything that you're thinking, spoken and unspoken. And yes, you will be judged. Oh, that's just your opinion, DFG. Jesus, Zeus, Caesar Borgia, the earth pig, the white man on the tree, the one that's on, the crucifix, the cross that was made as a representative for their gods, their altars. That cross that you worship. Don't you know that's a Baal altar? You know what an altar is, where they give sacrifices? Why you think they hung the man on the cross? And you worshiping the cross. You go to that altar. And you give yourself and your children, your mind, your heart, your soul. In the name of, after all, it's Christmas. Right? It's that time of year. Right? The reason for the season. Right? You thinking about this? Just asking, are you thinking about this? What did Chris Tucker say? Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Have you shut your ears off? Because I don't want to hear nothing about that. I'm doing it because I want to do it. We know that. It's not a problem for me. It would be my problem if I didn't say something. But whatever you decide to do, there's no blood on my hands. I'm innocent. On the other hand, you're not. Because you have full knowledge. Because you listened. You heard what I said. Turn it off, unsubscribe, delete it, whatever the hell you need to do. But y'all gonna play it back to you at Judgment Day. He'll play it back. Be interesting what you have to say then. See if you're arrogant and high-minded then as you are right now. Let's see if you're judgmental then as you are right now. Let's see if that wickedness that's coming out of your mouth against your brother, and see if you'll be talking wickedly about your brother then, like you're doing right now. Not all of you, many of you. We'll see. We'll all be there. We'll all be there. All of us will be at that throne. Every last one of us. We'll all be there, including those babies that you killed. All those babies that you encouraged to be killed. All those babies that you're silent about who are being killed. I wouldn't do it, but I don't have no problem with somebody else doing it. Yeah, you. Those babies will be there. And those babies are going to cry out. And guess what? Those babies are going to testify against you. Every last one. Oh, you meant to. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't have no abortion, DFG. No, brother. Did you speak out against it? Did you do everything in your power to stop it? Have you been a part of legislation to prevent it? Have you encouraged your woman to not be a part of it? Did you even ask her, let the baby live, I'll take the baby? Did you even say that? Or did you give her the money and drive her there? You sound like Pontius Pilate. Y'all do what y'all want to do. The blood is on y'all hand. No, Pontius, it's your decision. Pilate, it is your decision. It's your decision. If you don't make a decision, then you're not a friend with Caesar. In other words, you're not obedient unto God. Well, if that's the case, if I'm gonna have to lose something, if I could lose my position or my authority or my job or my money, I ain't losing all of that. So therefore, okay, I did. No, brother, too late. Too late. That's many of you. You went along with it because it was convenient. The child. It's about the birth of Jesus, right? You're like, what is he talking about? What does Christmas got to do with babies? A hell of a lot. It's the whole reason why you're celebrating it, right? You're celebrating Christmas because you said it's the birth of Jesus. Right? The baby Jesus, right? Isn't that why you're celebrating Christmas? So don't tell me I'm conflating anything. Oh no, Elohim is here. He knows what you're thinking. You're not Santa Claus. He knows what you've been thinking. How does that? I forgot the damn song now. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Because Jesus, Santa Claus, Baal, Moloch, Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the circle. Oh, yeah. It's the eternal ring of fire. Oh, yeah. It's the bright and morning star. Stardom. Oh, yes. All interconnected. But again, DFG, that is your opinion. All right, then. Enough of that. Can we go to the book? Let's see what the book says. Okay? Go to Amos, chapter 5. All right, praise Yah. Santa, Satan, star rats, guard dog. I don't know, I just thought I'd say that again. Hallelujah. You want to be free, but at the same time, you want to encourage your oppressor. Sounds like a contradiction. You want to be free, but you want to participate in the activities that your oppressor created to ensure that you could never be free, because you would be in perpetual wickedness, meaning that Elohim will never heal your land. Because I thought, we're going to give you a substitute, God, so you never turn to the Creator, the Almighty, Elohim. So we're going to give you one made with the hands of man so you can celebrate that one by rejecting the original, the only one, who you can never embrace, you can never come into his presence because you're serving that one. And he'll bring you some gifts, some toys, some makeup, some tight-fitting clothes, you know what I'm saying? Some access to whatever your heart desires. Bring you a man, or some men, women, or a few women. Nice and packaged up in your little STDs, you know, your killing spirit, your blood, and everything else. Oh yeah, your watch, your ring, you know, your savings, you know, all of that stuff. He'll take good care of you. Because that's what Santa does. I'm sorry, Satan, Santa, Satan, same thing. Your poor little children. Yep. They're the only ones that's innocent in this, aren't they? So you aren't anymore, because you know now. But that's not going to stop you. But you got to know the truth. So love Elohim enough for having you sit here playing this message. Amen. Amos chapter 5. I'll start reading to you verse 8. Seek him that makes the 7 stars in Orion, and turns the shadow of death into the morning, and makes the day dark with night, that calls for the waters of the sea, and pours them out upon the face of the earth. Yahshua is his name. That strengthens the spoil against the strong, so that the spoil shall come against the fortress. They that hate him, that rebuke in the gate. In other words, they have no judgment. And they abhor him that speaks uprightly. They speaks uprightly. In other words, you know, the heathens, Israel and others, hate those of us who bring forth this message, this truth. Although we bring it for the right reasons. Because we genuinely care about your soul. I know you don't, but we do. Verse 9. Verse 10. They hate him that rebukes in the gate, and they abhor him that speaks the truth. For as much therefore as your treading is upon the poor, and you take from him burdens of wheat, and you have built houses of hewstone, but you shall not dwell in them. In other words, you're taxing the poor people. You're taking tithes and resources from the poor people. You're working them and paying them slave wages. You treat them like shit, like they don't matter. You're participating in all this debauchery, putting good money on top of bad money, wasting your resources in these festivals, feasts, holidays, idolatrous behaviors, enriching the Walmarts of the world, and at the same time neglecting your own children and your soul by encouraging them to participate in idolatry. Just give you some clarity of what that meant. Verse 12, for I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins, says Elohim. They afflict the just. They harm the just. You take a bribe. In other words, they'll buy you off. They'll just tell you what you want to hear, give you what you want, and you'll go along with it. And they turn aside the poor in the gate from the right. In other words, your court system is corrupt. Your court system frees killers like Rittenhouse and imprison, men like, well, the many innocent men and women who are incarcerated. Amen. You know, the prison system that where we're representing 60% of those incarcerated. Verse 13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silent in that time. See, y'all said a time going to come where he's going to shut us up. He'll use Facebook and YouTube and censorship, community violations, those things to shut us up. Talking about Elohim will use the enemy of you by making you think that they're on your side, as they've done or as they've been doing, to all these false celebrations and festivals and practices that you heard me talk about already. And let us not forget the homosexual part of it. But Elohim, for your judgment, is going to shut us down. You think it's going to do you a favor. No, it's not, sister and brother. Your best chance is someone caring enough to say something. That's your best chance. But again, you cut it off, you delete, you unsubscribe, you whatever you do. Keep quiet, say nothing. It's a good chance because you're deceived into believing that you're right when you're wrong. Proverbs 14:12. There's a way that seems right to a person. But the end of that way, the end of the way that you think is right, will kill you. The book says. That's what he said. That's thoughts that you can have in your mind, beliefs that you can have in your mind that you feel are harmless. Or thoughts and beliefs that you can have in your mind that you believe are right beliefs. And those beliefs will get you killed. Not only will those beliefs that you believe is right, you really believe you're right, it'll get you cast into total damnation or total destruction. In essence, those beliefs are going to send you to hell because you believe you're right. And there's no one to tell you that you're wrong, that you'll listen to. Because the only ones you'll listen to are the ones who are going to tell you what you want to hear, are those who believe like you believe, who will tell you there's no harm in these holidays. There's no harm in cutting down trees and having a tree in your house with a star on top of it. Although both of them represent heathens and they both represent idolatry. In other words, wickedness. Buying gifts and presents because that's what Santa does. Because Santa wants to imitate Elohim. Because Elohim blessed, so man made Santa up. So Santa now can use you to pretend like you're Elohim under the guise of, now you're going to say that's what Elohim told you to do. Prove it in the book. Prove it in the book. Well, Elohim told you to go chop down a tree. Go read Jeremiah chapter 10, because it says that's a heathen's way. Told you to chop down a tree and then go spend your money, give your money to the rich so that you can provide junk for the poor, for many of your families, under the guise that that's how you show them that you love them. They don't have nothing, so you're going to get them something for Christmas. Again, what did it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? It profits him nothing. Y'all is not interested in your stuff. But I'm going to show you that. Let me not get ahead of myself. He said, therefore the prudent shall keep quiet in that time, for it is an evil time. See, we don't celebrate those holidays. We don't participate in that. We keep quiet during that time because we know it's an evil time. You think it's a time of celebration. You think that you're paying homage to Elohim. We know better. Prudent means you're wise. See, the prudent amongst us, we keep quiet during this time. We don't participate. Keeping quiet means we don't participate in any of it. That's what the prudent do, because it's evil. But because you want to corrupt the Elohim by putting heathen stuff and mixing it up with Elohim stuff and then saying it ain't about presents and gifts, it's about God. And it's about God, baby God. If it wasn't for the baby God, I would not have salvation. And because So the baby God led you to practice idolatry. So Elohim would create a baby God for you to worship on this day or on that day to come so that he can feel blessed by you because you're going to do paganism practices from the universal churches, all of y'all. You're going to do your pagan worship, your gifts, your festivals, your feasts, your celebrations, all that in the name of paying homage to him when he told you not to be a part of them. Come out from among them, remember? Be you separate from them. What do you think that meant? Keep you separate from what? You know what it means to separate, to part ways with? Apparently, many of you don't. He says, see good and not evil. You should be looking to do the righteous thing, not evil, that you might live. And so Yahuwah, the Almighty, shall be with you as you have spoken. Hate the evil, love the good, and establish judgment in the gates, in your court system, in your homes, in the workplace. And in that may be that Yahuwah the Almighty will be gracious unto the children of Joseph. That's us. Israel, or of the seed of Israel. He said that we're not supposed to participate in these evil holidays. But you say it's okay because, tell me again. You say it's okay to participate in them because, tell me again. I'm sorry. You said it's okay to participate in them because, tell me again. He goes on to say, wailing shall be in all the streets, and they shall say in all the highways, now, finally, and they shall call the workers to mourning, to crying and horror, starvation, suffering, famine, disease. That's what it's talking about. When they're mourning, he said, while you're over there celebrating, all hell is about to hit the fan. All hell is about to break loose on you, in these streets, in your workplaces, and everywhere else that you go, including your homes. He said, all hell is about to break out while you over here practicing this evil, claiming that it's good. He goes, and such are the skillful at lamentation to wailing. Some of you crying fake tears, what he's saying. Lying your ass off, you care, but you're going to protect it. But he knows my heart. See, that's what he means. He knows my heart. He knows what my intentions are, so I don't care what he says in his word. You know, he knows my heart. That's a problem for you, between you and him, because he knows your heart. He knows you love the things of men more than you love him. Because if you love me, you would keep my commandments. You saying I love you and I'm not going to keep your commandments. And he's saying then the truth is not in you, that you are a liar. He said, why call me Elohim, Elohim, and do not the things I say? See, so you say you're lying. He said, why are you saying you love me and yet you don't do what I ask you to do? Verse 17. And he said, in all the vineyards there should be wailing. That's the workplaces where you're getting your resources, your food, the marketplaces. He said, people are going to be out there crying pretty soon. You know why they're going to be crying? Because they're going to be left with nothing to eat. And they're going to have to start eating their own children, eating their own flesh, eating their own kind. I know you don't believe it. And you know, I feel sorry for you. I really do. I feel sorry for you and I feel sorry for your children. But all the sorrow in the world is not going to fix the problem that you're about to be confronted with, sister. Brother, all the sorrow in the world is not about to change what's about to happen in this world, in this country, under your star, or your stars. Nothing going to change it. It's coming. And I mean very fast. They're going to catch most of you in your part. Isn't that Yeshua said when he was talking about at the return of Yeshua that, many people are going to be partying and doing all these kind of different things. He's going to catch them in their little parties. Then when the good man left, they went back to partying and celebrations and different things like that. And he came back and caught them, unaware. They didn't realize he was about to come back and he's going to catch them. And they're going to be left right there where they are. He's going to destroy them where they are. I'm sure you read that. But many of you don't even read the word. You don't even read your Bibles. That's sitting right in the Bible. Your pastor never told you that. He damn sure ain't going to tell you that for no Christmas. Not all the money he about to get off of your ass. No way is he going to tell you. No way. About to take your ignorance to the bank. Along with Walmart, Target, and every other retailer. About to take your blind, unconscious, idolatrous, false believing tail to the bank. They about to get rich off of you. Well, you're going to buy their junk, set it up under a tree. 3 days later, nobody going to give a damn about what it is you put there. Because there is no return on Satan. There's no blessing on anything that's Satan. It's all an illusion of good. Remember, it's called evil. Evil. Why not? Yah said, I want you to live, right? Right? L-I-V-E, right? Live, right? In other words, to do good. Can we do another word unscrambling? Live evil. I came that you might have life, but the thief came to steal, kill, and destroy. So you reject life for evil. Same letters. See it? Just in reverse. But I'm sure that's a coincidence too. All right, sure. Nope. Nope. That's just coincidental, DFG. So you're exaggerating. You don't know what you're talking about. I know I don't. But I got a strange feeling I know more than you. Time will tell. Let's continue on. Verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahuwah. Say, woe. You are going to regret. Talking about you want to see Jesus coming. I can't wait for Jesus to return. He said, you are in big time trouble, my sister, my brother. He said, woe unto you. You saying you want him to come back? You want the truth? He said, you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You say that's what you want, but you don't want that. Because that's that little gangster in you, sister. Yeah, the little gangster in you. I'm calling you out. That's the little gangster in you. You know, with your bad ass. That's the little gangster in you, sister. That's a little gangster in you, brother. You're bad. But see, when that heat come, and that gangster that's more gangster than you ain't going to want that heat. Trust me on that. So as bad as you are, you're going to be screaming, hollering, gnashing of the teeth, according to the scripture. You're going to be begging for mercy. And you're not going to get any. Gangster. Verse 19. I'm sorry, verse 8. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahuwah. To what end is it for you? So what do you think is going to happen to you when he comes back? You want to serve these idolatry? You want to party in these wicked festivals? You want to get out here with your stars and let your stars, dictate to you what's right and what's wrong? You want to make your stars your leaders? Your Cardi B's? Your Meg the Stallion, hot sauce? Hottie sauce? You know what I'm talking about, Popeyes? That's what you want? That's what you want, huh? So, okay. Let's see what's going to happen. He says, woe unto you that desire the day of you. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahuwah is darkness and not light for you. Or you're going to catch hell when he returns. Literally. And if a man did flee from the lion, you ran from a lion, and a bear met him, a bear met you. That's how many of it's going to be. So your life is going to be like, he said, jumping, it's going to be like you running for a lion and run right into the arms of a bear. Oh yeah, a bear. He eats flesh too. Eat you just as quick as a lion will. You're going to be running from the lion. That's what many of you think you call yourself running, from the truth, and you're going to run right into a lie. In other words, you're going to say, well, he doesn't mind me practicing this because he knows my heart. That's your lion. And he's going to come back and say, that's not what I approved for your life. The bear. So keep on thinking you can just justify it. But he wasn't done. He says also, or you went into the house and you lean your hand on the wall. Amen. And a serpent bit your hand. See, he said that you think that, you're going to get away with it. Well, he understands he knows my heart. See, I know your heart. I know your heart. It's definitely wicked above all things. He said, even you don't know it. So you're going to run in your house. You're going to lean on the wall. Oh, I'm safe now. I'm glad I came in. I'm going to stop doing it when I get ready. I'm going to stop. I ain't going to celebrate Christmas, but I'm going to go over there to the Christmas party. I ain't going to celebrate Christmas, but I'm going to participate, in the pulling of names for gifts. I ain't going to celebrate Santa, but I am going to go to church. He said, you're going to lean your hands on the wall and a snake going to bite it. So try to justify it all you want. None of what you do is going to cause or allow you to escape the judgment for participating in it. Embracing it, celebrating it, encouraging it. And everything inside of that star. We're still there. We're still with the star. All is under that star that was sitting over Bethlehem. Y'all remember that? That's how they found him, right? He was under the star. Whose star? Lucifer's star. David's, the star that's attributed, the pentagram. That star. The star of Moloch, where you kill babies. Because remember, you asked the wise men where y'all were going, according to what we are told. Where y'all going at? Well, we going here. He said, where is it? And supposedly they lied. And they followed that star. The lie that you told about baby Jesus saving your sins, saving you from your sins. Christmas. Why you celebrate it, right? It's the birth of Christ, right? Isn't that what you said? I'm not putting words in your mouth. Isn't that why you here? Isn't why you going to be there? Isn't that why you got the lights and stuff in your house right now? All the many different lights? All the decorations, huh? Santa on your door, Santa on your... Come on, right? On your trinkets, your reindeers and your elves. Huh? Your warlocks, right? It's reindeer, right? The music, right? The music. What are you talking about, DFG? Sound like different talk. What are you talking about, Willis? What are you talking about, DFG? What music got to do with it? Let's see. All right. Verse 20. Shall not the day of Yahuwah be darkness and not light, even though you trying to make it about the lights. The Christmas lights. The lights. Right? The lights. He says darkness, but you're trying to make it light. He said, even very dark and no brightness in it, right? But you don't understand that. He said, this darkness that you claim is good, he's saying to us, it is wicked and evil, regardless of what you're being told that it is or what you are telling others that it is. Amen? Shall not the day of Yahuwah be darkness and not light? But you said it's about the light. He says about the darkness. You're saying it's about lights, the Christmas lights, the Christmas tree, right? The lights outside, the decorative lights, right? The lights in your yard, right? The lighted up candles in your home. All those lights. But he says about the light. He says about darkness. He said if you're about Yahuwah, it's about darkness. But no, you say it's about light. Yeah. Because you're practicing satanic worship. And you don't even know it. Or maybe you do and you don't care. Which is even worse. Better than ever. He said it's better for you not to have known the truth than to know the truth and then disregard the truth. Like many of you. You know this is the truth. You can go right in your book and find the same thing I'm reading from. So you know it's the truth, but you still do it anyway. You know it's wrong according to the book, and you still obey it. And you call it light. He said, no, it's darkness. Yeah, but I say it's light, DFG. Yeah, I know that's what you said. I said nothing wrong with the DFG. I know that's what you said. I'm going to do it. I don't care what you say, DFG. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it because I think you won't do it. I'm sharing it with you because Yah said he wants you to know the truth. So you're without excuse at the day of your death. You know, when you die. So you don't have to get before him thinking that he's going to believe your lies about you didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Amen. There's no brightness in this hell day that's coming. No brightness in this holiday season. These 12 days of Christmas. There's no brightness in anything. There is brightness, but there's darkness. The bright that you think is wickedness. It's dark. 21. He says, I hate and I despise. This is 1 hour and 22 minutes into this. You might want to save this part of the message. Or write down this time because this is what you're going to have to sell to now. If you're a believer and those people who you're trying to get to come out of these heathen holidays and festivities, you want to write this marker down. 1 hour, 22 minutes, 26, 27, 28, 29 and counting seconds. Amos chapter 5, verse 21. It's in your Bible. I hate and I despise your feast days. That means holidays. It says, I hate them and I despise them. You know what somebody says is despise? They say it's despicable, deplorable. What did he say? He hates these feast days that many of you going to participate in anyway. He says, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. In other words, all your family gatherings that you think, well, this is all about the family. He said, I am going to turn my nose to you. He said, I'm going to hold my nose from your stench. That's what he said. What do you mean when he said, I'm not going to smell your assemblies? When you go to church for Christmas Mass, Christmas Eve Mass, whatever you're doing, the Christmas service, Christmas morning Mass. He said, when y'all assemble together in your assemblies, he said, I'm going to hold my nose because it's going to stink that bad. I'm right here with you. Oh, let's go a little farther. He said, though you offer me burnt offerings and meat offerings. You know, I'm going to bring gifts. I'm going to bring my tithes. I'm going to do something for the poor. He said, I don't care what you bring. I don't care about your turkeys that you're giving away. I don't care about your hams that you're giving away. I don't care about your Christmas baskets that you're giving away for the poor and for the needy. He said, I don't care about any of that. That's what the book is saying. He said, again, I don't care about your burnt offerings. That means you're going to church and your prayers and your worshiping. Your sacrifices that you claim, I'm doing this for him. It's, got to keep Jesus in Christmas, keep Christ in Christmas. He said, I don't give a damn about your burnt offerings, your rationalization, your justification, your form of worship, the way you want to do it. So I don't care anything about that. I don't care anything about it. Nor your meat offerings, the food and stuff that you gonna give away. So I don't care nothing about that. So go give your food baskets and all that stuff, your apples, your oranges, your walnuts, your pecans. Go do all of your candies He said, I don't give a damn about any of that. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it to that star. You're doing it to Lucifer, Santa, Satan. He said, I will not accept them. If Elohim is not accepting it, why are you doing it? Sister, brothers, he said, I'm not going to accept them. Verse 22. Go read it for yourself. 5 and 22. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast. This is, again, all your sacrifices, all the things you're going to do for other people on that day. He said, your peace offerings. Isn't Christmas about peace? It's about, this is a time, this is a season for greeting and for love. It's about peace. Christ be with you. Merry Christmas. Peace and joy. Joy to the world. The Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Oh, Earth King. Thought it was about Elohim. He said, I don't give a damn about your Christmas peace givings. Your feast, your fat, your access. You know, all that extra stuff that you went and bought. So I don't give a damn about any of that. Oh, yeah. Your dressings and all of that. So I don't give a crap about any of it. So I'm not going to accept it, and I'm not going to regard it. And you can go out there and make friends with your neighbor, and you can make friends. We got to make peace. We got to pray for peace. He said, I don't give a damn about no peace. If the world would just come together, we just need to, it's about love. He said, I don't give a damn about your love. He says, this is what you're using to call yourself bringing people together, assembling people together in love. He says, you are wretched, you are deplorable, you are detestable, and I don't have anything to do with it, and I'm going to turn my head away from you when you try to present it. Remember where we are. He says, 23, and I'm going to take away from, he said, and take away from me the noise of your songs. Wait. What did I just read? Verse 23, take away from me the noise of your songs. S-O-N-G-S. You know all those Christmas carols, those Christmas songs that you're listening to get you in the spirit, get you in the holiday spirit? He says, I don't want to hear any of that, and none of it has anything to do with me. Matter of fact, he said, you're not supposed to be listening to that mess. He said, take those songs away from me. I don't want to hear that noise. For I will not hear the melody of your instruments. Wow. Your melodies, your Christmas melodies, your carols. He said, I don't want to hear any of that. Get it away from me. Wow. And he used the word melody. How interesting. Melodies, your Christmas melodies, carols. He said, I don't want to hear that noise. Get it away from me. But let judgment run down as water and righteousness as a mighty stream. In other words, he said, I'm more concerned with judgment. Calling out wickedness and evil and sinfulness. Turning my people back to me. He said, that's what I want, judgment. What is judgment? It is the Torah, it's the laws, it's the statutes, it's the commandments. He said, that's all I'm interested for my people because I want my people free. But you say it's not important. You say we're going to do it our own way. After all, who are you, Elohim, to tell me what to do? I'm my own God. I'm God. In other words, I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, you're God. You're your own God. I just hope you have the ability to save yourself from the Almighty One. You're God now. No question. You can do whatever you want to do now. But according to the book, you're going to confess and admit that there was only one at judgment, and it wasn't you, after all. He said, you have offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness for 40 years, O house of Israel. He said, you've been doing this for 40 years. Really, he might as well just say, you've been doing this for eternity. That we're in the second bondage. We're in the second wilderness. Yeah, with 400 years. And I suspect right now, he's about to get rid of all the wicked amongst us. Remember that's what he did? Those who practice idolatry. Those who went after gold and silver and gods made with the hands of men, talking about, worshiping Santa, Christmas, Easter, all these. See, all of those people who were old enough to know better, and yet they still went after it, did not he kill every last one of them in the wilderness? Did not they stay there for 40 years, a whole generation he wiped out? Yeshua said this last generation, the one you're in right now, he's going to kill every last one of you all who are participating in this wickedness. And not just the Christmas, all of it. But Christmas is like, it's like the apex of it. It's like the day of all the days of idolatry. All those idolatrous days that we Halloween and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day and Easter, New Year's, Christmas is by far the most wicked of all of them. Yet you're being told it's the most loving, kind, godly one of them all. Wonder why? Lies. Hidden right in plain sight. Lies. That if you had eyes to see, you would see. Or ears to hear, you would hear. But you don't have eyes to see and ears to hear if you reject this truth. And, of course, most of you will. Because after all, it's Christmas. I can't miss out on Christmas, DFG. I hear you, bro, but man, I'm celebrating it. I don't care. We kind of knew that already. All right? We're not surprised. At least I'm not. Elohim definitely is. That's why he had Amos write it and put it in the book for this very day. December 9th, 2021. So you'd hear it. Or whenever you hear it. Stars. You have offered unto me your sacrifices and offerings, but you have brought to life the tabernacle of your Moloch. He said, you have brought to life Moloch. How do you bring to life Moloch? Moloch is Baal. How did you bring? He said, you have brought life into the tabernacle of your Moloch. How did you do it? Through your festivities and the killing of babies. Through your festivities and your killing of babies. Through your celebrating these holidays and your killing of babies. That's how you did it. And your images. Your cross that you have in your house, your stars, your lights, your reindeer, your sleighs, your snowmen, your candles, all of your images. You brought life to Satan. Practicing this stuff, you are bringing life to Satan. You are feeding the dragon. And the dragon is here to kill, steal, and destroy you, the very dragon you're feeding. You ought to be able to tell that and all the money you spend on these holidays and what you get so little back from. And you claim, well, I got joy of family. Really? If I could be a fly on the wall in most of your houses on Christmas Day, I suspect there ain't a lot of happiness going on in there. Not for long. But there's a lot of drunkenness, gambling, cussing, fighting, drugs, smoking, dealing, anger, bitterness, jealousy, envy, gossiping, whoremongering, lying. A lot of that's going on. But you're in self-denial. You're in denial. No, it's in your home. It's just going to be beautiful, quiet, godly. Verse 23. But you have borne the tabernacle. No, you have brought to life the tabernacle or the temple of your Moloch. Your images, the stars, S-T-A-R, the star that you have in your homes. You have used that star of your Elohim, not him, the Elohim you created. The holidays man created that you participate in. Demons created that you are part of. The church, the assemblies that you are part of that were made by men so that you will be worshiping Satan under that star. It says right here, your images, the star of your Elohim, little e, which you made to yourself. Oh yeah, you justifying it, you okaying it, you created it, you doing it because you want to be doing it. He said you made it yourself. He said you're not going to get away with blaming somebody else. You sure ain't going to get away with blaming us. He said you made this a God to yourself. But you say you didn't. He said you lie. If you're participating in it, you're dead. Which you made to yourself. Therefore, I will cause you to go into captivity, says Yahuwah, who is the Almighty. Sisters and brothers, I'm going to say this to you. Well, let me give you one more thing and we're done. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Praise God. Let's go to Isaiah. Because we talked about a lot of stuff here. And we talked about, this star. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys who are already, in the truth, you already know what your brother is sharing with you is the absolute truth. Some of you may be happy I am sharing it. Praise Yah. But let's go to the book. Isaiah chapter 14, verse, let's see, 10. And they shall speak and say unto you, are you also become weak as we? Talking about the Satan. And are you become like unto us? Your high-mindedness has now brought you down to hell like us. Your arrogance has taken you to hell like ours has. The noise of your music, your vows again. Same thing that Amos said. Your melodies, your Christmas songs, all that stuff you did. Your Santa, your Christmas trees, your gift giving, all of that stuff. And you created to cause us to fall. And you're falling with it too. Now we're all in hell together. The worm is spread under you, and the worms cover you. How are you fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the howling morning? How have you cut down the ground, which weakeneth nations? For you have said, I will exalt my throne above the stars. S-T-A-R. Your stars, your superstars, your movie stars. You have said, I'm going to exalt them above Elohim. And I'm going to sit on the mount of the assembly, those assemblies again, in the sides of the north where the heathens came from, out of the Caucasus Mountains in the north, who brought these lies and these holidays to the Roman Catholic Church and other entities and put them down here for you. And now most of us are being consumed with them. Some of us have come out from them. Praise Yah. For you and for those of us who are prudent and who are not participating. Verse 15, you have brought us down to hell. This is what they're saying to Lucifer. That's what many of you are going to be saying to Lucifer. You brought us down to hell with you. into the size of the pit, that we may, or that you may, that you that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that shook the kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, that destroyed the cities, that opened not the house of the prisoners? All the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in their glory. They lied, L-I, in their glory, everyone in his own house. But you are cast out of your grave like the abominable branch. You know, the ones they claim are grafted in, but whose hearts are not right. The fake Jews, the fake strange, the so-called Christians. But anyway, let's go back to what he said. Let's go back to verse 13. For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my strong, my stars, my celebrities, all these people, my superstars, above the stars of Elohim. In other words, you guys, when you're practicing these heathen days, and you're practicing and you're celebrating these superstars, and you're listening to these demons, these devils, what you're saying is that they're right and Elohim is wrong, that you are in idolatry. You worship the creature more than the creator. How about that for your superstars, for your stars? Your stars made with hand, your stars made of flesh. Your heroes, your superheroes, your Marvel stars, your Black Panther stars. How about all of those stars? Your Avengers, your aliens, your Walking Dead, your pastor, your mega church. All of them, and all of you who participate with them, are going to see Satan in hell, and you're going to be shocked that he was nothing but a lying thief who convinced the whole world, at least all of those who were down there with him, to reject the truth for a lie. Why? Because you love the lies. Why you love the lies? Because the lies made you feel good about yourself and cause you not to see in the mirror what you should have saw with your eyes. And that is the wickedness that's in the heart of any man that's not in obedience to the Torah and standing upright or for the truth. DFG, you still want to be a star?